Sometimes you see a headline or a trade idea pop up, and your first reaction is just disbelief. Like, are we really talking about this team? With that cap situation, chasing that player, especially after their last major move, didn't exactly land them a championship? And that's exactly the feeling swirling around the Los Angeles Lakers right now, as whispers and trade proposals link them to Utah Jazz star forward Lauri Markkanen, a $238 million player potentially heading to the Lakers. With LeBron James turning 41 and the team's finances tighter than a drum, it sounds wild. But let's dig into why this idea is gaining traction and what it would actually mean. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Los Angeles Lakers are in a precarious position, despite making a massive franchise-altering trade, and according to the source material we're looking at, that move involved sending Anthony Davis to Dallas for Luka Doncic, a scenario that didn't unfold in reality, but is presented as the context for the Lakers' current state in this specific report. That move did not result in a championship. In fact, the Lakers, despite climbing to the third seed in the West after that supposed trade, were dominated and eliminated in just 5 games by the 6th-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. So, the urgency to compete right now, while LeBron James is still playing at an elite level but is heading into his 23rd season and turns 41 in December, is absolutely immense. The problem? Their roster, as currently constructed, has significant holes, particularly in the front court. They have virtually no traditional big men, with Jackson Hayes potentially leaving in free agency. And there's ongoing uncertainty around Rui Hachimura, who is often mentioned in trade discussions, potentially leaving them devoid of forward depth as well. To address this pressing need for frontcourt talent and to try and create a new Big Three alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic, again, working within the premise of the source material, an NBA expert has proposed a significant trade. Greg Swartz, over at Bleacher Report, recently put forth a trade idea that would send the 7-foot power forward Lauri Markkanen to Los Angeles. Here are the proposed details of that trade. The Los Angeles Lakers would receive Lauri Markkanen. The Utah Jazz would receive Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, and a 2031 unprotected first-round draft pick. So, why would the Lakers want Lauri Markkanen? Because quite simply, he's a bona fide all-star caliber player. The 7-footer is a gifted forward capable of spacing the floor and creating his own shot. He truly broke out during the 2022-23 season with the Jazz, earning his first All-Star nod by averaging a career-high 25.6 points and 8.6 rebounds, shooting nearly 50% from the field, and a scorching 39.1% from three. While injuries have made him an inconsistent presence since then, he averaged 19.0 points and 5.9 rebounds in 47 games last season. He remains a highly capable and impactful offensive player. In this proposed scenario, where the Lakers already have LeBron James and Luka Doncic, Markkanen would fit in naturally as a third star. He's not a traditional center, so the need for a lob threat might still exist, but adding his scoring punch would be a massive offensive boost. He excels when he's not the primary focus of the defense, which would absolutely be the case playing alongside 2 elite playmakers. This trade also effectively replaces Rui Hachimura offensively, bringing a higher level of scoring upside, even if his defensive contribution might not be the same. Crucially for the Lakers, this trade proposal doesn't involve Austin Reaves. Reaves' contract situation has been a talking point, and his value could be used in other potential deals. Keeping him while acquiring Markkanen gives the Lakers more flexibility to potentially make other moves down the line, or simply keep a valuable, cost-controlled asset. From the Utah Jazz's perspective, this trade is all about continuing their rebuild. They were the worst team in the Western Conference last season, and they are not currently positioned to compete. Trading their best player, Lauri Markkanen, allows them to acquire valuable assets for the future. The centerpiece of the return package for the Jazz is the 2031 unprotected first-round draft pick. Acquiring future draft capital is essential for a rebuilding team. They also get a package of players, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Maxi Kleber, who could serve various purposes. Hachimura, Coming off a season averaging 13.1 points and 5.0 rebounds with impressive shooting splits, 50.9% of G, 41.3% 3P, has decent value and could potentially be traded again by the Jazz for further assets or young players. Vincent and Kleber, who is recovering from a foot fracture, could be useful veterans or also utilized in future trades, potentially as salary fillers or expiring contracts next season depending on their contract situations. A key young piece coming back to Utah in this deal is Dalton Knecht. The 24-year-old guard was the Lakers' first-round pick last year, meaning he'd be a rookie in the upcoming season. His previously cited stats of 9.1 points and 2.8 rebounds on 46.1% FG and 37.6% 3P were from his college career. Knecht is viewed as a legitimate perimeter scoring threat with significant potential. Given the Jazz's roster, he could find himself in a position to play significant minutes, potentially even competing for a starting spot or being a key player off the bench alongside guards like Colin Sexton and Keontae George. He fits the timeline of Utah's youth movement and could be a valuable piece to nurture. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room for the Lakers, the money. The team is already $59.8 million above the salary cap and rapidly approaching the punitive luxury tax aprons under the new collective bargaining agreement. They are currently about $4.5 million below the first apron and $16.2 million below the second apron. Exceeding that second apron brings severe restrictions on roster building and player movement that could cripple their ability to improve or even maintain their roster in the future. Lauri Markkanen is set to earn $46.3 million next season as part of the 5-year, $238 million extension he signed last August. This proposed trade would send out approximately $44.7 million in combined salary from Hachimura, Knecht, Vincent, and Kleber, bringing in Markkanen's $46.3 million. While it's close, this transaction keeps the Lakers right near that first apron limit and, crucially, keeps them below the dreaded second apron threshold. This financial maneuvering is almost as important as the talent acquisition itself, as it allows them to remain flexible enough to compete. So, is this the move that makes the Los Angeles Lakers true championship contenders again? Acquiring an all-star like Lauri Markkanen certainly gives them a significant offensive boost and addresses their need for frontcourt scoring and spacing, all while keeping Austin Reeves and navigating the treacherous waters of the luxury tax aprons. For the Jazz, it's a clear step forward in their rebuild, netting a valuable future first-round pick and young talent in Dalton Knecht, along with assets they can potentially flip. It's a complex proposal, one that requires the Lakers to part with a significant amount of depth and their most valuable future draft asset, the 2031 pick, but it brings in the kind of high-level talent they desperately need to maximize the remaining years of LeBron James' career and the prime years of Luka Doncic as per the source's premise. It's a high-stakes gamble, but one that addresses their most urgent needs within their challenging financial and asset limitations. Could we actually see Lauri Markkanen in purple and gold? This trade idea suggests it's a very real possibility being discussed. All right, Lakers faithful, Jazz fans, and NBA heads everywhere. What do you think about this potential Lauri Markkanen trade? Is he the missing piece for the Lakers? Is it a good return for the Jazz? Let us know your unfiltered thoughts and reactions in the comment section below. And hey, if you want to stay ahead of the curve on all the biggest trade rumors, draft buzz, and off-season drama, make sure you are locked in right here. Hit that like button if you found this breakdown helpful, and subscribe so you don't miss a single update. We're just getting started.